Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at the third question from the Digital SAT Test 1 Module 1. This is from the Bluebook app. Number 3 reads, astronomers are confident that the star Betelgeuse will eventually consume all the helium in its core and explode into a supernova. They're much less confident, however, about when, I'm going to circle that, about when this will happen, since that depends on eternal characteristics of Betelgeuse that are largely unknown. Astrophysicist Serafina El-Badry Nance and colleagues recently investigated whether the acoustic waves in the star could be used to determine interstellar states, but concluded that this method could not sufficiently reveal Betelgeuse's internal characteristics to allow its evolutionary state to be firmly fixed. What's implied there at the end is that if they could determine how its evolutionary state is, then they could say when this supernova is going to happen. So let's go to the answer choice. Let's actually ask the question. Which choice best describes a function of the second sentence in the overall structure of the text? So there's two things. Number one, there's a main idea. And number two, there's the function or the purpose. It could be asked in several different ways, which is taking it one step further. Main idea is what is being said. The function or purpose is why is it being said. And so when we look at the underlined sentence, I've underlined or I've circled in red, it tells about their uncertainty, specifically about when this is going to happen. So you want to take that with you to the answer choices, that they're uncertain about when it's going to happen. That's what it's saying, that underlined sentence. Answer choice A, and that's really the main idea, not necessarily the purpose of it. You got to keep an open mind. Answer's going to take it one step further. Answer choice A, it explains how the work of Nance and colleagues was received by others in their field. Not the correct answer. If that were correct, then what the underline would be saying is that Nance's colleagues, they thought her work was brilliant, or they thought her work was a piece of trash. It doesn't say either of those things in the underline. Answer choice B, it presents the central finding reported by Nance and the colleagues. Well, we didn't even get Nance and her colleagues introduced yet, so we don't know their findings. It's just talking about astronomers in general in the beginning of the paragraph. That's wrong as well. Answer C, it identifies the problem that Nance and colleagues attempted to solve but did not. Now that looks like a great answer. Why? Because the problem is they don't know when this supernova is going to happen. That's what I circled in the underline. And then at the end, it says that they could not reveal the internal characteristics, and therefore they could not determine its evolutionary state. And what's implied there is that they wouldn't know when the supernova is going to happen. Looks like C is going to be your correct answer. Of course, we'll read D to make sure that's not it. Answer is D. It describes a serious limitation of the method used by Nance and colleagues. It doesn't really get into the method that, I mean, over here it does say whether acoustic waves in the star could determine internal stellar states, but they weren't able to do that. So the function really isn't serious limitation. The focus is not on the limitation of the method. Yeah, they weren't able to find out based on the method that they used. Answer choice C is the best answer because we get the problem in the underline. Only the conclusion, the sentence after the underline, talks about their method not being able to do it. So of course correct answer C has to include what's stated in the underline because it's a function of the underlined sentence, not of the last sentence in the passage. C is your correct answer. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has difficulty with the function questions, reading comprehension. If there's any questions you'd like to answer from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.